Hola, bonjour, and hello, everybody. You are listening to Worldwide Tea. It is the international drag race podcast where every week we recap all the comings and goings with the international seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. As always, I'm Evan Sawdey from Pop Matters.
I'm Gregory from the playlist.
And y'all, it's been another busy week because I don't know if you know this, about 8 billion seasons are about to hit the international airspace right here. What do we have, Greg? We obviously know we have UK coming out at the end of the month. I'm
Yeah.
seeing some really sexy, sexy teasers for España right now. We don't have a Meet the Queens yet, but the Javis know who their audience is. Let's be real.
Anna Locking knows who her audience
And a
is. She looks
locking,
amazing.
that skin tight little number. Holy shit. Oh, and by the way, because everyone was asking for it, Down Under versus the World has been announced. So,
Yeah, if you were to say, make three strange predictions for 2025, never in a million years would I have said Down Under versus the World. I would have said Italia versus the World
right.
first.
Oh, yeah.
I would have said Spain versus the World. I would have said Mexico versus the World, but not in a million years Down Under. And let me tell you, those Down Under queens, they're ready. They think this is their moment. This is their moment.
Karen from finance finally gets the justice she may or may not deserve. Uh,
Yeah.
listen, some fans were already petitioning to try and get Cheryl Hole into the only queen to be in every single Versus franchise. So,
I think Cheryl Hole is petitioning herself to be as the only queen.
well, low key, and as we know, she was robbed of at least one win off of her Canada versus the World run. She
Yes,
did
very
so
true.
good.
She's
So
great.
I'm holding out hope, but we'll see. Maybe this is the moment we finally have Elliot two with two T's back to take the crown. I'm so
I
kidding,
mean,
everyone. Oh
I
my.
we have so many great things to talk about this week. I will say I am very curious what American Queen is going to want to jump on board and do Down Under. I I don't know what it gets you for your career. Maybe it gets you a tour in Australia, but like I'm really curious. But nobody knows. And again, they're not they from what I've heard, they're not shooting for a couple months. So
Okay.
let the rumors begin.
Yes. Well, Greg, we have actually two episodes to cover today. We have Brazil, which continues its death march to the end, and we also have the finale of motherfucking Drag Race France All Stars. Which one do we want to tackle first?
Well, I mean, Evan, since I believe you talked to the winner of
Oh,
Drag Race France All Stars.
that may have happened. I don't know if you know this, but the winners row runs through Worldwide Tea.
Yes, it does.
Less than 24 hours after actually being crowned live and in person, the winner of Drag Race France All Stars swung by and have an exclusive interview with us. We're going to put that at the end of the episode. We're going to build up to that. So I'm so excited.
So because we're doing let's just get through Drag Race Brazil as
Let's
fast as we
fucking
can.
do it.
Let's
Let's
do
fucking
that
do it.
because I love this great the All Stars France episode. I
Finale.
thought it was so fun. But let's talk about Brazil.
Yeah,
Because,
let's do it.
Evan, so as you correctly noted, our long death march to the worst season in Canada Drag Race history
Oh my
is
God.
coming to an end.
It
Or
could.
not really. We have three. We have only two more episodes after this. So they come back into the workroom, and I'm gonna be honest, I had to flip through this episode. I am at the Telluride Film Festival. I'm reviewing movies. I watched the episode this morning. I'd heard negative things about the episode before I even watched it, but they come back in and they have sent home fan favorite, which no one realized would be a fan favorite, I guess, because the producers are dumb, for lack of a better word. They sent Adora Black home, and no one really cares in the workroom. Did I get that right?
That is pretty much it. I mean, they say, "Oh no, the the two badge queen is already gone." But like, y'all, I don't know what to, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Like, it was, I was bored. There just wasn't a lot of drama going in here because it's shortly after that, Bruna and Dudu swing by the
Yeah.
workroom. And hey, it's a roast challenge. And fun fact, I learned fairly recently that Bruno Braga is a comedian. So she is here to provide insight into how to roast and what to roast and all that stuff. Uh, just fascinating. Some are more competent than others. I don't really care. I'll be fully fucking honest with you. I don't really care. In fact, not a lot really happens. They do talk about briefly before they go on. They talk about using comedy as a defense mechanism. They have some of those
Yeah.
discussions, but for the most part, this is after last week's 70-minute episodes. We have a 60-minute one. It still feels padded. But I'm not sure if you have
It
anything to say before we get to the actually the judges' entries
oh
before we get to the actual roast
I
itself.
I have to say I, we'll talk about the roast because it was clear they cut out some of the Queen's jokes, like
Mhm.
that, not all of
Oh,
them. Yeah,
easily.
100%. But why do that when you clearly had nothing to fill from the workroom? Like there's shots in this episode where like the Queens are just doing makeup for like
Mhm.
10 seconds. And it's just like, what is going, it was like someone get this to 60, and actually understand why. They need it to 100% be 60 minutes because WoW puts this on fast channel television with commercials in it, and they need the episodes to actually be the length that works for that. It
Mhm.
is so there's a minimum, but there had to be something else. So there were rumors that like that an editor had quit like when this was being edited or something, but I don't know about that if I believe that. But anyway,
I
I
mean,
will
listen,
also
Ruby, I'm not sure if you clocked it. When Ruby was walking off the runway with her look, the shots lingered on her for like
yeah,
20 additional seconds more than it needed to. It's like, okay, we've seen it. We can
yeah,
we
it
can
was
move to the
wild.
next shot. It would just it there were weird moments like that all throughout. Yeah.
But the best part of the episode is our diva, Kiona, the winner of
Oh,
Drag Race France season 2,
ah,
perhaps one of the greatest international winners of all time.
ah.
Not only is she here, she looks amazing. We'll get to her before we get to, but oh, actually, we are. We're talking about the runway, but we'll talk about her first because she looks fucking great. And also, she speaks great Portuguese or pretty good
Incredible.
Portuguese. Yeah. Someone,
Flawless.
I asked a friend and they said, I think her boyfriend or husband is Portuguese or Brazilian, and maybe that's why. And I guess she's gone on social media and like written or said stuff in Portuguese. So, but listen, you know why she's going to win all winners?
Aw.
This is why. Wow, listen to this. This is why you need her on. You want a winner who can tour in English, tour in French, tour in Spanish, and tour in Portuguese. What? I mean, no Philippines, whatever. But no, but like,
Yeah.
hey. But anyway, let's get back to
And
Brazil.
well, the other thing I'll say though, I thought that Dudu's wig, outside of being insane, was
Yeah.
Dudu as always. But credit to Greg for this little black number that she's
Yeah.
wearing with this finger wave wig and this like that. I loved it. Like for all the shit we gave her early on in the season for all these like vests and these non-sparkle outfits, she's really up and up the Womana in the back half of the season,
Yeah.
and I love to see it.
I wonder if the outfits are just arriving late. Like I'm so curious. Like they finally got through customs.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, we have a roast, and
The roast.
they in the workroom before they had come out. Instead of doing a mini challenge to determine what the order that someone would pick the order, they have to do it themselves. That's the producers being lazy, thinking that there would be drama of them arguing over it, and instead they're like, we're just gonna pick from a hat, and the order is for those who care. Melina Blay first, Melody, then Poseidon, who insisted on doing the pick it out of a hat, Belchi, and Ruby. So they come on out. They do the roast. Up first is Melina Blay. Evan, what did you think of Melina Blay's roast?
So many animal noises. There's cats, there's chickens. It's the desperate move you have to do when something isn't landing. You try and do the base, whatever kind of thing.
Yep.
I thought she would do better in this challenge than she did. I was kind of disappointed, if I'm being frank.
I thought it fell flat and that it was
Yeah.
clear they weren't, living for her, but she did have some laughs at the beginning. So I
Yeah.
was like, that was weird. I think you always make a mistake if you try to play that game where you're like, I'll pay you $1 if you laugh. I feel like some queen did something similar at another roast on another season. I don't know if it's a great like way to kick things off. But I didn't think she was god awful. But up next was Melody Queen. And Evan, what did you think of Melody?
She did all right. I didn't think there was enough bite to her jokes. I thought like a lot of them were fairly safe, but she was unafraid to still be her confident, usual self. She was unafraid to throw a little bit of fire at her fellow
Yep.
queens. I wanted more, but especially after Melina's performance, it felt very safe to me, if anything.
I thought it felt like a lot of her set was cut. Like
Hmm.
I can't believe that the only queen she would have roasted out of the one sitting, to her right was Ruby. It was a good it
Right.
was it was solid and funny. I actually was sort of impressed with what Melody did, but it was a weird, like, really, she didn't talk about anybody else, or it was, I don't know. The rest of it was so bad they just wanted to prove that she was, safe. But I don't know. That was strange to me.
Yeah.
Uh, Up next was the increasingly big ego herself, Poseidon. And all I thought is I didn't think her material was bad. I just thought she rushed it.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't understand that.
It's like when you're a comedian and you're doing a set, you always want to wait for that wave of laughs and that crest that happens. You know when to
Yeah.
land a joke is when it's on the laughs start declining. She never had laughs, so she just
No.
plows through straight like as is, which is a choice and speaks to confidence certainly. But it had a nervy energy to it, which just never
Oh.
translated, and I think deflated some of the material.
That was weird. I actually didn't get the nervy part. I actually just got her being like, "I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna go."
Right.
Yeah, it was strange. When we get to Poseidon's Runway, I have thoughts on Poseidon still being this far in the season.
You mean
But
Cheryl
up
Hole?
Cheryl Hole. But up next was belching, and I gotta say something. As someone who, for what we're on episode 8, for
Mhm.
most of the season has been sort of quiet, like not someone loud in confessionals, not someone like tearing it up in the workroom. She really showed me something. I was so impressed. I thought she won the episode and got robbed again. I
I 1,000% agree. I think this is the only time, maybe not, this might be the only time that the shoes has cost someone a win. Because every other
oh
indication that it was happening in this episode is that she should have fucking won. And I kind of agree to a degree. Like,
well
the material was on fire. The material was great. It hit
yeah.
every single moment. And when we get to Ruby Knox in a second, her material was fun, a little bit long-winded, but at least like it was good. But if we're talking about who won the actual challenge and not the challenge on the
Yeah.
runway, it was Belchi unquestionably by like a mile.
Uh, wow, because we're gonna get to the runway because I don't think the runway should have mattered in it for
At
except
all.
at all. But I will say Ruby I thought was good.
Mhm.
But I didn't. I think they liked however she was saying it, the joke she was doing. I thought she was funny. I thought she was definitely top two. But there was something Greg just like loved it. Like she just thought she was hilarious and super funny. And we have seen a Greg has made some decisions this season, and from what I hear, she is the one making most of the choices, and it's she keeps making mistakes. Like I think she's a great host, and
Right,
she's so
right.
natural, but there's something with how she's viewing the show and not seeing it from a larger perspective sometimes that's really weird to me. But maybe they'll fix it in season 3.
I mean, this is the
Um,
thing where I feel like the producers or maybe just Greg herself have an idea of what a fan favorite is and is
mhm.
just pushing it through because I'm so sorry. Poseidon should have gone home this week. Full stop. And
Full
the fact
stop.
that she has not is still irritating. But hey, we have a runway to get through. Oh my god. Glass Heart is the theme.
By the
I
way, I love the theme. I
yeah.
like it. It could
Yeah.
mean so many things. Like I don't know if they really did it, but it.
You know who did Glass Heart? You know who did Glass Heart? Fucking
Who?
Punani. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
That
she did. Yeah.
But Melody,
Up for yeah.
oh my god, it's weird because Melody comes out with this almost deconstructed disco ball, kind of this Grace Jones ice dancer kind of thing. And when it first came out, I was like, it's okay. And then when I saw all the runways that preceded, I was like, oh, she is one of the best runways of the week.
Yeah.
Like it was a weird kind of contrast, and also the way that they dimmed the lights for her so that the
Yes.
the glow in the dark paint could highlight. It was really cool, genuinely.
I have to say I thought it was the best look she's had so far, or maybe one of the best.
Yeah, yeah.
And also I feel like she, listen, her whole runway package has been very up and down, and I think a
Mhm.
lot of it is because of monetary. Like these are not rich queens at all. These are not like super like rich. Or but I because remember we disagreed on like the hot dog look.
Yeah.
I still feel that I have realized as the season go on, she does have an eye. If she
Mhm.
had resources, she'd have incredible fucking runways all the time. Um, and I like there's something there with her that I like that I've sort of turned a little bit on Melody. I think at the beginning of the show she was so like
Insufferable.
insufferable, and she's sort of calmed down, and also
Yeah.
somehow she's now everyone's favorite like best friend. Like I don't know how that happened. Every queen's like my friend Melody, and I'm like, what is happening? Like okay, great Melody. Anyway, up next was Ruby, and oh boy, okay. I loved the wig and the makeup. That wig was fantastic. That dress,
That
girl, that
shower
is a
curtain.
plastic tarp. Are you fucking kidding me? I get that
I
it's a money issue. I get it 100%. But that should have that there's no way she should have won this week because of that.
I
I
agree.
don't understand.
I fucking agree. And also, it's another thing where her signature at this point is fucking pasties. She wears
Mm,
pasties in about 80% of her looks, and it's the kind of thing where it's like, we never mind a queen having a signature, but if the whole point of this show is to show a well-rounded queen with diversity,
mhm.
let me see a fucking breastplate. Let me see something out there that gives us that form and figure, because at this point I'm getting bored with this whole aesthetic all the way straight through, genuinely.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Um, Up next, okay. So I've noticed on this particular season, and also maybe on France, there's this new thing where editor, or no, on Slasian, where editors are like taking instead of like what the queens like meant to say when their runways came down, but taking stuff out of confessionals and putting it in, so it looks like they're like apologizing for like what their outfit is. And Poseidon does this whole thing where she's like, it's too tight and I can barely move and like it's a mess. Like she's saying it's a mess. Like I don't believe that's what she actually wanted to say before this outfit
Mhm.
came out. I thought it was fine. It's a shiny jumpsuit. You know what? On Drag Race season 2 or 3, this would have been beyond safe.
She
And
she would
it's
have she
oh
would have won down under with this.
yes, maybe on some episodes, but like it wasn't great. But you nailed it, Cheryl Hole. This is a
Cheryl
Cheryl
Hall.
Hole look.
Yeah, it didn't help that she was also kind of, you could see parts where it was ripping as she went along. Like that
Yeah.
didn't certainly didn't help either. But
Oh wait,
like,
I
yeah.
missed that. Really? You
Oh yeah,
could?
she's a little, has a little bit of blue underneath, and so both in kind of the stomach and a little bit on the side, you see some seams coming out just a little bit as she walks.
Whoa.
So it's like, you really want to keep her? I mean, the whole point of keeping a queen, I think, comes down to, what are you expecting else from them? What else have you
Yeah.
haven't seen from them? And at this point, I'm like, you really? Anyway,
Anyway,
Melina, blah, blah, blah. She comes out in a look that I would say,
love
it's very similar to what Melody wore to a degree. It's a different
a little
aesthetic.
bit.
It's a different angle. I will say that seeing the full fucking puss because the dress is so short is certainly a choice. I wish
I
we
didn't.
saw a little bit more of that, but the design of it was really, really good. There's just a couple cheap elements which held it back a little bit, but overall, like, the aesthetic was beautiful.
The only issue I had with it was I would have done a different color for the thong. Like she needed something to hold it on her body, so it has a thong that like
Mhm.
comes up the back of her ass, and like that color I maybe would have done something different. But
Mhm.
I thought this was fucking awesome. I loved this runway. It was giving Disney. I loved the blue, purple, and pink shades layered within the design. If you look closely, it's so well done. It actually reminded me actually of another runway we're going to talk about for Slasian. If you check out our Slasian episode
Mhm.
for episode 3, but I thought it was great. I thought it was top tier, and I'm assuming she makes it because she makes all her stuff. And if she, again, I just think she's setting herself up to be on a versus the world or something down the road where
Easily.
she's gonna slay. Remember, out of all of them, she has told everyone. She's making sure everyone knows she teaches English. Like she'll be okay. But up last was Belchi. And I did not think this was worse. I thought this was as equal as what Ruby was wearing. And
Yeah.
I'll give her credit. It's a plastic dress, and she went in and she stoned it. If you look at it, like
Yeah.
all the seams are stoned. And that was just my take on it. It was okay.
It was a chandelier outfit.
Yeah,
We've seen
it
it
was fun.
before. I don't know why her paint was very Lady Camden-esque today, but that's the vibe that I got from her. But overall, like, it was fine. But when we get to the critiques, oh sweet lord, did doo-doo come down on the fucking shoes. Holy shit. It was like, the shoes, I wouldn't say they're great. I wouldn't say that they're like bad. They're not the worst shoes I've ever seen in the world, but my God, it basically cost her the win the way they ragged on the shoes. They even called it the worst runway, which I don't agree with
Whoa.
myself.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I missed that. Okay,
Oh yeah,
damn.
no, it was. I mean, when they did the little like the let's deliberate kind of moment, they talked about it. Where I'm in a tough position with her because she had the best roast and then the worst look, and then you have Melina who was the opposite, who had the best look and the worst roast. Like that's kind of where they were at right there. And I think Belchi should have won the challenge, but because literally of the shoes. And they say that whatever about the dress, but they really hang on the shoes. The win ultimately goes to Ruby, which is fine. It just feels incongruous with everything. But that's just kind of where I was at.
I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's something with production. I don't know if it's something with her reputation back in Brazil, which seems to be positive, or grad or whatever. But I feel like Belchi has should have done better. Should have already won a challenge. She should have won the
Mhm.
design challenge. She got fucked over big time there. And I so much so that she was that's the only time she's been emotional because when you realize like okay I can't do anything, like they're gonna just do what they want to do. I don't get this, and I would even say to Greg, I don't understand why you guys were so hard on Belchi.
Yeah,
Why? And
yeah,
not other ones, because the whole point is, especially with these international franchises, Rue isn't there. You can't blame Rue, you can't blame World of Wonder. They're not really there, like they're not running this show. They have an exec producer who's on set, but it's
right.
really the show producers who are running it, and the hosts. I don't know. I just it's it's soured the season a tiny bit for me. And also
See,
Poseidon, because why the hell is Poseidon still here? Because can we talk about this lip sync? Jesus Christ. Oh, Evan,
so
sorry.
yes, Ruby and Belchi are in the top. Melody's kind of in the top, but not really. Melody's in a strange middle ground.
Safe.
Yeah,
Safe.
basically, Poseidon and Melina are in the bottom. They're the ones who have to lip sync. They moan about it in there. They do a song by Duda Beat, not Dudu Bertolini, but Duda Beat. It is man, again, I really thought we were over the cross-eyed look and then look at this guy kind of thing going on in the lip sync, but somehow Poseidon found a way to bring it to Brazil. Um, the energy's fine. I thought Melina clocked the fuck out of this
I
personally.
I thought she embodied the song. I thought she won it in the first 2 minutes. And then Greg just thinks Poseidon is so funny. Just thinks so funny. And I'm like, this, and here's the thing, if this is the first time Poseidon had done this, then like, okay, maybe. If we hadn't seen this already from oh my God, who's the queen who went home? The Muppet.
Desiree Beck.
Desiree Beck, who does it better. Like,
Yes.
but my thing is like this Jinx Monsoon, even Ben de la Creme does more than this.
Right.
Like, or Ginger Minge, sort of like, I, I'm just, come
Over it.
on.
I'm
I'm
over
so
it.
over it.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
But you called it, Greg. It's another fucking double save. Yet it's what everyone's been asking for. Everyone wants that. And like if I think last week you had talked about how you were kind of done overall with this franchise, and I
Yeah.
think I agree. At this point for me, in terms of who do I want to win, I'll tell you exactly how I feel, Greg. Anyone but Poseidon. At this point, anyone, if Melina wins, she deserves it. If Melody wins, she's great TV. Like, it doesn't matter who wins at this point for me,
Oh, I don't
so
care.
long as it's not Poseidon. That's really
No,
the biggest thing for me.
I have cared. I haven't, there's been seasons we've watched where I was like, well, I don't care who wins, but I don't want them to win. And
Right.
this is definitely that. And I don't know. I mean, I heard it's online. Greg was at a screening party or something, and I guess because the Down Under versus the World came up, she said that there is a plan that she said it was greenlit that they are going to do a Brazilian All Stars. Like clearly it won't be the next season. It will be, but they're already committed to Brazil season three and then doing Brazil All Stars. And I'm like, well, you better bring back all those Brazilian queens who performed over, like who've been judges and like were on other seasons because
Right.
you got to bring this up. Like I just cannot believe in a country of, isn't it Brazil like 300, two
One of
hundred
the most
million people?
populous countries, like outside of
Yeah,
India. Like,
there's
for sure.
got to be better. No disrespect to these queens. There's
Right.
got to be a higher level, like of higher tier queens that can will compete.
Right. So overall, like, whatever. We're careening towards this
Yeah.
finale. It's the makeover challenge next week. I just if Poseidon makes the top four, I'm just going to be so. You know what? At this point, I'll listen to ASMR of Mariana Stars screeching over something over having to deal with Poseidon.
Yes.
At this
But
point, yeah.
But listen, let's talk about something much happier, Evan. Let's talk, although sort of sad, it's already over. Let's talk about the live taped All Stars finale for Drag Race France All Stars. Evan, just really quick, what did you think of the episode overall?
The episode was a little bloated, a couple too
Yes.
many songs.
Our
However,
favorite song, by the way, our favorite We Are the
have it
World
right, have it in my
cover.
notes. But I will say, it was a delight. It was, I think, a worthy ending to the season. And despite the fuckery of one specific makeover challenge that happened,
Yes.
I would say that this season has overall been incredibly successful. And I
Yep.
don't know how you feel, Greg, but like, I think that the original France All Star season two, in terms of France seasons, is still high. I might put this right beneath it.
Yep.
And also, I would say that in
100%.
terms of the other international iterations that we've had, I'd say that this is more successful than Espana All Stars. And I still liked Espana All Stars, mind you. I think this is probably one of the best All Stars iterations that we've gotten, period.
Oh, I think so. I do think, you know, we've sort of like dug it into the ground, but like Espana All-Stars is forever tainted because of how they treated Sagittaria. And, I think people, I mean, to this day, if Sethless doesn't think that like that if they had just been quiet and like been nicer, they wouldn't be a beloved winner. Like I don't know what to tell Sethless, but let's talk about this finale because this was a great All-Star season, and once again, I'm reminding everyone, Soa won $60,000 and is more than what anyone on this whole franchise made with wins and winning the season. So congratulations, Soa, we love you. But the queens come out for the runway, the returning queens, and your girl Magnetica comes out in this pink unicorn warrior, like, and it's sort of a new silhouette for her, like
I
sort
love
of.
I love it. And we get a little bit of bare ass too on top of it. Like
Yeah,
she's a bit of a soldier and there's no armor. And like I just love the metaphor. It was really good. I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was great. Then up is Soa. I actually thought that was sort of simple for her.
I agree.
But the crowd loves her, and that's what I liked. But I will say I was a little bit let down. But hey, save that money. Save that
Save
money,
that money.
Soa.
Save that money.
You never know when a new economic crisis is going to come around.
Punani, speaking of, when Punani came out, I was like, I'm sorry, is the theme of this runway black and pink?
Yeah,
Because that's the sense that I got initially with these three in a row. But Punani basically puts us through a ruffle experience. It's a
yeah.
lovely outfit. I thought it was really well done. I thought there was some beautiful elements to it. It was really really solid
Listen, I didn't know she was a Blackpink fan, and
in your
Blackpink in
area.
your area, Blackpink in your area. But Girl Jump, like I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Um, and I love Punani. But we'll get to Punani later on in the finale because oh boy.
Oh boy.
Up next was our girl, my girl, who I've always loved, Big Bertha, and this was so smart. So she comes out in a nice, classy dress. And she has a bag and it's oh you're like, oh, she's doing chips, she's doing something fun. And she comes around the corner and the bag by the way, beautifully designed like
Uh-huh.
fake chips bag, and it says haters stoned on the bag, and she's just eating the chips. I just thought that was so fucking smart. Like
Yeah.
I loved it. Um by the way, Big Bertha, if you're ever listening to this, we were fans at least. I don't know what the online hater said, but we were fans.
worldwideteapodcast@gmail.com, Big
Yeah.
Bird. Just putting that out there. Yeah, I didn't love the dress, but I did think the bag, especially
Oh.
the fact that it was stoned, was just immaculate, incredible.
Oh. Up next is a future a winner in this episode, as we'll soon find out. Cam Hugh, and it was, I thought, super pretty. I thought, did she somehow get skinnier? Like she looked really thin,
The
and
Ozempics of drag.
the Ozempics of drag, which she didn't really need. But I also was like, I will say this: as the episode went on, I the more I saw her wig, the less I liked it. Like it sort of started to annoy me. But what
Hey,
did you think?
Are you a wig maker for drag queens? Do you have wispy Sailor Moon hair in your aesthetic? Well, guess what? I have just the person who will buy everything in your stock. Her name is Cam Hugh, and she will do it every time.
Every time. But listen, I am guessing, Evan, that you may have shed a tear when this next runway came through because it was, first of all, it's one of your girls, but it was so beautiful. What was your reaction to Moon's incredible outfit?
I gasped genuinely. Like,
Yeah.
the thing is, I feel like this has been happening throughout her run on the season, but she has never looked prettier. And I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
there are multiple episodes where I have said that, and it's true even now. She remains even more gorgeous. It's just after her season two journey where she had to exit because she was feeling certain ways about a lot of things, her confidence rising over and over again just was incredible. She's so in it to win it. We actually tried to get an interview with her. She's so booked right now that it's like
Oh.
she is just incredible. But like this look was, I don't want to say it's one of my favorites of the season, but like it is in contention and maybe one of the best things she's worn outside of like one or two of her runways. Like just
Oh,
immaculate.
it was top tier. It was a showstopper. Like
Yeah.
the audience, you could tell they didn't even need to put in the fake like, clapping. They like went nuts for it. Up next was Misty, and I was sort of surprised, a little Greek inspired. I didn't know
Yeah.
she had that in her. It was a little Athena-esque. Um, I thought it was pretty. I think the headdress was not as sturdy as she thought it was. She needed to pull a kitty space, which we'll talk about on our episode of Slasian, and maybe like sort of lock it into her hair
I
because
literally wrote Kitty Space in my
it
notes. It
sort
was
of
like,
like fell over. I was like, what's
yeah.
happening? But I also was like, Misty. Like,
Yeah. Well, I love it there. But bitch, Mommy
yeah,
Wada did not come to fucking play this
no.
goddamn season. Not once, not ever. Thank God that the editors actually highlighted the look that this was referencing from her original season because I had
Yeah.
not fully clocked that this is a revenge dress.
Yeah.
Her taking a yellowish look that she had early on that I didn't go over as well and redoing it as this insane Simpsons-esque yellow skin donut on a stick fantasy with a giant belt. It's like it is mind-boggling all of the elements that are going on and it's so fucking good. It really is. It was
It
astonishing.
it was so good that from a distance, when she first came out, I actually thought she had painted her face yellow.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then and then they cut up and they so perfectly edit. By the way, the production on this show, this whole is so top tier from the editing to the sound and everything and how they shoot it. It's all so good that they cut right at the right moment where she removes the mask from her face and she just gives this smile and the crowd goes nuts. And it's so good. I do say it maybe it was the emotion, but the fact she gave the mask to somebody in the audience, I was like, "What are you doing? That must have cost a lot of money to keep it. You could, I mean, you need that for the archives." But so classy. I just it was so good.
Yeah.
And then finally, last but certainly not least, but
Second to
like
last.
second, oh, second to last. You're right. My bad. Um, Ellipse, and she's doing like a Venus number.
Yeah, I
I I think she thought it was better than it was. Like it was okay, but
yeah.
she seemed to think it was amazing. You could tell the confidence in it. I was like, all right. Like, what did you think?
It's very similar. It's almost like the last look that we saw her in, the giant like mirror
Hmm.
boudoir look, where it's like she clearly has a vision and an idea of what she thinks. In terms of how it reads, it's like okay, like this is
Yeah.
a safe runway. This is a great design challenge. Like it's like it was well
Mm.
constructed. It was nice. It just didn't have the wow factor, which I already got from Moon and I already got from Mommy. It's the All Stars finale. Sorry, I'm holding you to a higher level. That's just what I'm doing. Yeah.
And then finally, last but not least, Peach comes out, and I have to say, this is probably, and I might be forgetting something this season, the most fashion forward thing she has ever worn. She comes out in this utterly gigantic black coat, and I fucking loved it. Like so good. Just for fashion. If this was on a if someone showed up at the Grammys or the MTV
Oh
video
my God.
VMAs, or like this would be Cardi B in this. This outfit was so
Thousand
good.
percent. Thousand
So
percent. I
good.
don't know how it's being held up, if I'm being real. Like, it's just.
My guess is it has like inside it must have like a like an apparatus I'm sure it's actually attached, something else is attached to her shoulders or something to like
Right.
keep it there to balance it. But I just thought it was so good. And she had to wear it forever because they had those queens on that stage for a really long time in these
Yeah,
outfits.
speaking of that, so we incredible group of queens, and now let's do the flying on air song from the Snatch Game We Are the World episode. Oh,
No,
we're
no,
doing
no. Is that what no, no, they did another song first.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was the
They did
flying on
another
air
one.
song first.
And then
That was
and
the girl
also
group song.
somehow
Yeah.
yes, which I liked that song actually.
Yeah.
And then there was also a reminder to buy those tour tickets. I made
Uh-huh.
that note. Somehow there was that. But then Nikki comes out. And by the way, listen, we love Nikki so much. If you're listening, you've killed it again. This outfit was so good. Just like if you it's like a porcelain like vase and
Uh-huh.
the proportions were top tier. Like so fucking good. What did you think, Evan?
I thought I did not have the same impact on the outfit I did, but I do love that. And by the way, Greg, we've heard the new song that came out. It came out
Yeah.
last week in prep for this as well. Like she's found that really sweet Rue spot of like just like good up tempo songs that can be used in
Yep.
a bunch of situations. And I think it's great that she's doing this because also, spoiler alert, the songs are actually pretty good, which
Yes.
we can't always say for sometimes when the hosts do things. Like I really enjoyed it. I'm glad she strutted it out there. She's just embracing the role every stronger and stronger every season. I thought it was a really fun number. I'll take this over Rue being the musical guest on RDR Live any day of the week.
So Nikki quickly talks to the judges who are in the audience,
Mhm.
including our favorite Chime and
What a look, by the way.
what a
Yeah.
look. And Daphne Burke and oh I forget I keep always getting his name wrong, but he
Louis
had a
Prigent.
so Louis Prigent said that the episode's runways were better than Fashion Week, and I literally was like, even the like casual French fans, what viewers were like, wait, what? But he was getting into it. He was trying to like, be more
He's
energetic,
an
I guess.
ally.
He's an ally. He's gay. I think he's, is he not gay? I thought he was gay.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember.
Oh, I think he is. I think that's why he's doing
He's
the
an
show. I
ally or
couldn't,
his family.
or his family.
Fans, roast
Um,
us in the comments, please. We insist.
So before they get too far, they set up immediately that we're doing a lip sync showdown
Hmm.
between all the four top queens, and thank God we don't have to deal with fake balls being pulled out of a
Golden
can't
Hawk.
whatever a
Yeah.
spinning whatever, and they bring out the old-fashioned spinning wheel,
Thank you.
which you can't really fake in front of an audience of
Hmm.
6,000 people.
Hmm.
And let's get through this really quick. So, Nikki spins it first to determine who's the first queen who then gets to spin to get their opponent. And it lands barely on ellipse. By the way,
Hmm.
producers probably don't. This is all doesn't matter, to be honest.
Yeah.
They figure it's going to be good no matter what. And ellipse gets to pick her opponent, and I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. She picks Peach.
Hmm.
And by the way, they're all great. So like it's like you're picking your poison. And I think she made a good calculated choice, but I thought she might have picked Misty. I feel like Misty would have been safer. What did you think?
I think that the other thing too is you got to keep in mind that Peach was in the top three times, I want to say, in the top two, and
Yeah.
only won one of those lip syncs. So I do think that there was a degree of like, based on track record alone, she might have a better shot with that than with Misty. So I could see in terms of calculations why that was what she would want to do. The one thing she was going to do was go up against fucking Mami Wata. That's
Yes.
for sure.
We
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah.
And by the way, it then sets up Mommy versus Misty. And let me tell you, I'm pretty convinced Mommy was not worried about whatever was going to happen in whatever song they get. Although, Misty, you're fun, Misty. Um, but then we have another musical number because there was so many musical numbers,
Uh-huh.
and they're redoing the songs from the Eurovision
Eurovision
girl
challenge.
group challenge,
Yeah.
and Mommy and Moon come out and do Cake. Moon doesn't seem that into it, but Mommy is like all going full board, and then we have two other queens who'd been previously eliminated sort of finish the song, which I thought was a great touch.
Yeah.
And Magnetica and Soa finished it off. And let me tell you, we were robbed of Soa because she killed it. Like
She loved it.
she loved
And
it. I don't think
uh,
Magnetica knew the words, but Soa was ready to show off.
And then we also have Revolution with Cam and Misty, and then the hit song "Oui Oui J'adore" with Peach and the Lips. They sure as fuck aren't going to do that original choreography on this stage.
No.
But then Bertha and Punani come out and help finish that out, and it's really really fun. It's just a good vibe overall.
I did like how Peach and Ellipse did something they hadn't done. Is one did a stanza and the other one did the other a stanza to sort of like they literally did think about it before they came out. I thought Punani showed that she would have been horrible in this challenge.
Yeah.
Uh, and but Bertha was ready. Bertha would have
Bertha was
rocked this
ready.
big
She was
time.
in
She
it.
was so
She's gonna
good.
eat those haters up.
Next we and they actually did this somewhat early, like compared to most finales. They announced the Miss Congeniality. And I have to say, I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. So the Queens voted on this, I believe
Mm.
they said, and it went to the darling little pocket little Cam Hugh,
Cam
and
Hugh?
and she's surprised. She's really
Yeah.
surprised. And she gets a sash and no money. But I actually thought the fans, I think, would have thought it was Moon.
Oh,
But
100%. But
but
she'd
you have
already
to
won it in her last season. Yeah.
yes, but if you go back, remember there's that episode where she was the one who was whining.
Hmm.
Remember?
Hmm.
Where they all did the voted. And they had that in the clip montage. We
Yeah.
had lots of clip montages. And she was so annoyed that she got picked the whining that Punani took it. And she didn't even have as many votes. So I was like, okay, they love you, Moon, but we're not giving you Miss Congeniality. That's how I took it.
Right.
But I love you, Moon.
I got that sense too, but hey, Cam won something. I'm very happy for her in that regard. Yeah, again, I think in terms of the whole point of the All Stars is you're supposed to rewrite some narratives or kind of change some stuff about your drag or how you're perceived. And I thought Cam did it. Cam, along with the Lips, did an amazing job of just like taking themselves as like kind of fashiony girls and turning them into real contenders. And it was really cool
Yeah.
to see. I thought she had a great run overall.
Then we get the sort of each of the
Standalone
top
packages.
four gets
Yeah.
their moments with uh I think so. Or maybe did was this when Ellipse came out and
Yes, we
because
had the
they
ellipse package with a bunch of clips, and then Nikki interviewing the people that she had in the audience. Yeah,
right and I will go to my grave saying that Ellipse did not win that makeover. Like, dear God, no.
100%.
Like but her runways were fire. Like they were so good the entire season. And I don't really remember her interview package like with Nikki. What did they talk
The
about?
interview section was very small. The main focus was the people in the audience, which in this case was her kind of hot dad and then her drag
Oh,
partner
yes.
who had the makeup on and it was an interesting mix. There wasn't a whole lot that I got out of these, save for maybe Peach. But it was just nice to see the supportive. I just love a drag partner in your
Yeah.
partner's makeup and on stage. Like that's fun to see. I like that.
And then once again, they all come out and sing with a chorus, a backup chorus, because someone on production loves this song. C'est bien, c'est bien. And what threw me off about this is I would get if they were doing this so that the queens could go back, the top four could like go change and get ready.
Mhm.
They're in the number two. Like it's not even what. And by the way, that's what the main U.S. seasons do is like they use these numbers to like let the queens get ready and like Rue get ready and whatever. Nope, we're just gonna keep. This show must have been 3 hours to
I am
record.
so sorry, Peach. You have to continue wearing the giant fucking coat for another hour. My apologies. It's what you have to do.
Yeah. And then and I made a note. This is a lot of standing for the girls,
Yeah.
like a lot of standing on stage. And I started to get worried for some of them. But thank God we do a reunion with all of the non-top four. Oh wait, did I miss something?
So I think before that we had Peach's package.
Oh, my bad. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. And it was, pretty standard. Her mom, who, did a big speech about love that
Hmm.
mommy printed out, gave another very emotional shout out to all the queens on stage for everything that they did. It felt very earnest and heartfelt for the most part. Peach still had a little bit of that wall in her eyes, but I could kind of see what's going
Yeah.
on. There was also a package of just sad clips of just people talking about emotional stuff in the workroom that happened there. Then there was the song, and then I just wrote down interviews with the losers, which isn't fair. Go ahead.
It isn't, but I feel like this is like the Zapruder film. Like if you stopped and watched this, the choices they asked, how much time each queen got, like there have been moments where you've been like, oh, okay, so maybe, this queen that Rue was talking to when they did the season 8, like, did not give a good answer, so they just
Right.
cut it. But there were choices that were made here. But let's go through it really quickly. So Magnetica says, their question is about her elimination because she went first again, or not first again, but she went first
Early.
here
Yeah.
and early. And she says, hey, listen, Lips did her job, like, blah, blah, blah. Soa, was there anything else about Magnetica you noticed? Okay. Soa gets a big cheer from the crowd. The audience loves her. And I thought Nikki really she made a big point of, I think she repeated it twice, about how she was the global lip sync assassin and about how well she represented France on like that meant a lot. That clearly meant a lot to production, and she
Mhm.
wanted to make clear that whatever. And I think she asked, and I think Soa said something like, "You never say no. You can't. You can't decline. You always have to come back." And I'm like, so you're telling me there's a chance for Drag Race Down Under versus the world? Just a
Oh
chance.
God.
Can you
God.
imagine?
They don't deserve her down
They
there.
don't. They don't. Um, and then Punani,
Punani.
wow.
Oh.
I think the first thing she says is, "Do you like to Nikki is, do you like my ruffled collar?" And there are still, this is months later, there are hurt feelings. There are, I was like,
Oh, I
whoa.
don't think I've ever loved her more than in this moment. I gotta be honest. I didn't realize how petty she was. It made me
Me
so happy.
either. She always seemed like the most classy professional. Like, not that she isn't classy, but
Right.
and this interview is short. Like
Uh,
it is, she basically says she didn't blame mommy for eliminating her, and then they cut away. And I am like, I need someone in that theater to tell me what else happened because awkward. But up next is Big Bertha, and listen, she's like, I don't hold any grudges. I think she was happy to. She made some question where Nikki asked her something, I think, about like what it was like for me to save you, and I didn't really get what she was saying when she was like, I was happy to
right.
stay. Was that what I can't? Do you remember? It was an
Not
awkward
particular.
response.
Yeah, it was I didn't get a huge vibe off of that personally. It was unclear, it was unspecific, but like she was just overall happy to be there. It was clear she was unbothered
And
too. Go ahead.
yeah, not only was she unbothered, she made the point that she opened for one of the guest judges, Santa, at
Mhm.
one of her performances, and Santa is a star in France. So she was making the point like, I'm doing a-okay.
I'm
Like,
good.
I'm booked and blessed, and don't worry about me.
She's got her restaurants. She's ready,
Yes.
yeah.
And she did a big call out to drag kings and support your local queens, which we always love.
Yeah.
Um, and this was the moment where I was like, when Cam Hugh came out and she's sitting down and I'm looking at that wig and I'm like, I don't know if I like this as much. Uh, but she had a funny line where she said, "I'm versatile," and that surprised me. I mean, she knows how to work a room now, which I don't know if she did on her first season.
I would agree.
What did you have any other thoughts on her?
Not really.
And then Moon, and I wrote, she just seems like in a really good mood, like really
Yeah.
happy.
Well, also, I'd be in a good mood too if after all the other queens that were out there, she gets the loudest cheers out of everyone.
Yes.
Like she basically gets a standing ovation on just by being Moon, and it's like, goddamn girl, like she's fucking incredible. I'd be in a good mood too, personally.
And then, listen, this is one of the things I love about Nikki is Nikki, if you're a friend of Nikki's, she will support you and do whatever she can. And I thought she made a very interesting choice. She no doubt watched Drag Race All Stars season 10, and she invited her friend Alyssa Hunter to come all the way to Paris to walk on stage for the All Stars finale and to introduce her as an All Star from All Stars 10. And I thought that was just a super kind gesture. And if you want to read into any sort of subtle things that she might be saying, that could be any fans of Alyssa projecting. But a lot of people online are like, why was she there? Because she's Nikki's friend and she thought maybe she'd been done wrong, like
Mhm.
on her All-Star season. That's what I sort of took away from it. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. What did you think, Evan?
I overall thought it was a lovely gesture. I thought I spotted her in the crowd fairly early on. I also am pretty
Yeah,
sure that Ruby on the Nail got a lot of screen time in the crowd
she
too.
did.
But it was just like, is that Alyssa? Is that really her? But yeah, I think to a degree, she knows what happened, or at least what the perception was. Because again, for those, we mentioned this before, but for anyone listening, they filmed this 2 weeks ago. They filmed this after All Stars 10
Way
wrapped
after.
up. They knew everything that had happened.
Yeah.
So I think it was actually a very nice gesture, and it just kind of speaks to the globalness. It makes more sense than when they had Alyssa. Was it Alyssa Hunter during the All Star France 3
Alyssa
finale?
Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh, was Alyssa? Oh, yeah, Alyssa was there. But
Yeah.
Alyssa had just won Global. So,
Yeah.
I
Which
mean, it's
kind of
sort
made sense. This felt like more of a kind gesture and just a good exposure thing. Alyssa seemed happy to be. Alyssa Hunter seemed happy to be there.
yes.
Listen, if you're named Alyssa, you're gonna go on Drag Race France. I don't know how to explain it. It's just what's gonna happen. It was lovely. I'm glad it happened.
Yes. So the queen, the losers go away, and mommy comes out with her package, and she has her moment with Nikki. And again, I thought it was really interesting. Her friends are she. I think she talked about how her family helped her get wigs, like when they found
Hmm.
when and how much that meant to her. But
Hmm.
then her family didn't come. They may have been in the audience, but they didn't come on screen.
Hmm.
It was her two friends that meant the most to her.
Hmm.
So I thought that was interesting. Did you think anything from Mommy's like one-on-one with Nikki?
Again, the one-on-ones were very short, so I didn't get a lot of substance out of them. I actually really want to pivot real quick because during her
Oh,
package,
sorry.
Uh, the fucking subtitles were kind of fucked during this whole thing. I'm not sure if you noticed it too, but like a couple different times, there just was misinterpreted words because during Mommy's package it
Oh,
said leap sync in English, and very early
yeah.
on it also said Rube no ball drag race. Like there's a couple times where I'm not sure if it's people doing it or they're not proofreading it, but like for the people like us who like watching in the original language where we're relying on subtitles for some of this, there was a couple moments where it's like this is the finale. Like pick up your game a little bit. I'm not sure if you clocked any of that as all, but like there was just a couple more spelling errors than I anticipated in what was in the text.
I remember there was a moment in Misty's where she used a word, and I'm like, is that a word? Like I didn't. I'm. I should have stopped it and made a note about it. I didn't, but
Just
I
yeah,
did notice that.
just a
I did
note.
notice there was a moment where they put up there's an organization or something that they use to like do these, and my guess is that WoW is overwhelmed and
Yeah.
that people are on
They
vacation.
offer
Like
these
someone,
episodes in like 12 languages, if not more. Like
yeah.
there's a
But
lot
English
going
is
on.
like is the big one. And the other weird thing about it is, to be honest, is that if you go to the WoW homepage, at least, and maybe, and by the way, they do not have an algorithm on that. So there's no, they're not like, it's not like I've proven to them always do this. They've started pushing the non-dubbed ones as the first thing you see.
My
And
God.
also in the carousel that's like, watch this, it's never the dubbed one. It's always the one with with
Original language.
the original language. So that is weird that they didn't, pay quality control. But I mean, they're so busy doing all these, Corey King and Lydia B. Collins shows that I don't really want to watch. But there's got to be the things get left out.
Yeah.
But uh, strangely though, this was a weird edit thing because they'd always sort of had things in between everyone else. Misty then has her moment. And I listen, I thought the one thing Misty gave me here is I don't think ever for a minute she thought she was winning this night. Like she
I would
was
agree.
just there to be there and have fun. I think Peach thought they could surprisingly win. And I love that
And I
confidence.
think so. I don't think undeservedly, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
Misty saw the writing. I will say her clip package did kind of highlight, holy shit, she loves a blunt bang, doesn't she?
Oh, she does.
Because my God. But I will say, out of all of the clip packages and all of the audience moments, this moment of Misty's mom
Yeah.
talking about her and talking about how proud she is and how she's proud of every queen here, even more than Peach's mom, Misty was started to cry. And it was just a kind of a beautiful thing to watch. It was so emotional and so sweet and just so genuine and heartfelt. The mom really didn't know when to stop speaking. She just kept going. It was really sweet, genuinely.
And then so after Misty leaves, they do a clip package and it's a all about the success of the show.
Hmm.
And by the way, I do remember in some of like the early like live finales, they did something similar once on a Drag Race finale where they were like, it's a pop culture phenomenon. It's like what
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I remember at the time being like, yeah, tell people. But here, everyone already knows all this.
Yeah.
And my reaction was sort of like, and I don't know if they were like doing it to tell the execs at France TV, hey, 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 don't forget, like, or give us more money or whatever. Their ratings are up. Like, so who knows? But my reaction was a Mama Pow. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, shortly after this, they bring out Paloma, who's just
yeah.
fucking here. Does she have gigs
Hey,
outside? Does she have gigs
hey.
outside of this? Outside of showing up for Drag Race France? Because also, like, the most recent winner is La Philippe. Was she busy? Like, I don't know.
I thought they were trying to make sure they set a precedent that Le Philippe would only be returning for a regular season win, which I'm okay with. And they
Mhm.
didn't have a returning All-Star Queen, which also means the winner of this is probably the All-Stars winner for 3 years. But I love Paloma. I think she's
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh wow, you do not. You are
I
like,
she I
whoa.
I think she's lovely. I think she's incredible. I've just seen a lot of her in the last while. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
That's all I'm
okay.
saying.
Okay. Then we get filler that I love. I actually wrote this. This is the filler I need. Nikki performs her new song, How Do I Look? Which I may have heard really early, but I love. By the way, the dancers are into it. They're like, it's a non-drag race
Oh yeah.
song. Like, let's have fun. They're so into it. Uh, and then all right, did you have any other thoughts on Nikki's performance? No,
It
he's
was just
okay.
really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Then we get a very sort of like short clip package, more clip packages of some of the guest judges and some of the makeover challenge people who have been on the show, wishing all the queens their best, including Judith, the filmmaker I'd never heard of, but is somehow a famous French filmmaker who lives in New York. Natu, Alex Ramirez, who looked very sexy, like just
Mhm.
lying wherever he
Lying
shot
in
that
bed.
in bed. Yelly, is it Yelly or Yell? It's
Yeah.
Yell. Santa again. Gnome Sinisu. I don't know who the hell that was. Mary Lou Berry. Rebecca Warrior, who I will never forget, who recorded it somewhere on going to the store, grocery store. uh, and Mahidi Kirkushi. I'm pronouncing his name wrong. And I just wrote, he's so cute, like
Mhm.
so hot. Claudia, whatever her name was, who at the end, who they smartly ended as she pretends to almost run into the ocean, which she does not. Any thoughts on the guest judges in the celebrity well wishes?
I mean, it was fine, but we can't get our famous Oscar winner to sit
Oh
at Rick.
yes.
I'm just saying
No.
she was there. I thought it would be nice to have, but
Not
whatever.
unless not unless France TV's paying for hair and makeup. No, she's not doing it.
Although I
Uh
think we might be getting another celebrity endorsement later on in the episode.
yes. Yes. Oh my God, they couldn't have Marion upstage. Like
Yeah.
the
How dare?
junket interview
How
footage
dare?
they got. How dare they? But then Nikki returns with a stunning new outfit in that wig. Oh, bellissimo.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Oh,
Incredible.
so good. But it's time for the first lip sync. And Ellipse comes out as a court jester in this gigantic outfit, and Peach is a tennis player. And I
My question is always, what's the fucking song if these are the two looks that we are seeing?
and the song, and by the way, they no doubt were told what the three potential songs were going to be for the lip sync. But I can't remember who picks the. Did Peach get to pick the box? I can't
Yes, I
remember.
think Peach got to pick the box if I'm not mistaken.
And
But
it's
they still don't know what's in the box, right?
they don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but Peach picks it, and it's "Born to Be Alive" by I forgot the
Patrick
name.
Hernandez. Yeah.
Yes. Great, by the way, great lip sync song. Like very like multi-generational, like
Mhm.
you people have heard it all the time. And this was my thoughts. So Ellipse has a fun reveal that shows the dress
Hmm.
underneath.
Hmm.
And then she does something. She ripped off Sasha, and I realized, wait, was this the one where she pulled the thing out? Or is that
So
the
yes, this is
finale?
Sasha Colby because after she does the initial dress, she has a bone bodice thing that she pulls out, and in pulling it out, the
Yes.
structure falls off, and she's in a new outfit.
So this is the second time Sasha Colby has been ripped off on this season
Hmm.
of Drag Race All France All Stars. There was also, I think Moon did it where she like threw her coat on the floor and like sort of slept on it or
Hmm.
danced on it.
Both from that
Um,
same lip sync. Yeah.
it was from that same, yeah. And I sort of like cringed when Ellipse did the rip off. I was like, you don't need this. Why are you ripping? No one else has ever done this on Drag Race on any other season. Why? Why are you doing this? It only reminds them that you're not her. Like, why do that? Um, but she looked great. And then Peach's big thing outside of being energetic and dancing away was a confetti gun in the tennis racket, which I thought was smart. I sort of thought it
Yeah.
was smart,
She
but
had
it
some
didn't have
the same
the
level of
effect.
impact. Right.
Yes.
She
What
also
did
like
you
had
think?
a couple other like tiny like dress rip-off reveals. Like she kept
Yes.
getting shorter and shorter. Like she had some fun moments, but it was interesting because when you look at the crowd reaction, when Peach is doing a split or when she's firing a gun, like it gets mild applause. When Ellipse does anything, the crowd erupts. It's
Yes.
very clear that I think the edit did not do as many favors to Peach as it could have, but I think the crowd reaction due to it being a live All Stars finale, thank God, is that very clearly the crowd was favoring Ellipse no matter what. So I feel like no matter what Peach did, it wasn't going to amount to much. I think it was ultimately going to be there. Also, I think there's a through line to Peach's outfits. I think she's doing Batman villains. I think she was trying to go from Harley Quinn to Catwoman at the end. Like
Yes.
I think like it's the kind of thing where like does it make sense with the song? No. Would it have made sense with the other song? No. Is this like Gigi Good doing the Survivor song at the very
Yes.
end of All Star Drag Race season 12, where she's suddenly Dorothy and all of her black and white clothes turn colors? Does it have anything to do with Survivor? No, but she had it, so she's doing
Yeah.
it, and that's what Ellipse is doing now. I have this idea. We're just gonna go with it. Awesome. Uh, and so
I
it's like I'm a little heartbroken because like I always want a little bit of Peach, but I mean secretly I knew, and maybe Peach knew a little bit too, but it
No,
wasn't.
this is the interesting, this is the T. And I'm not your interpretation is correct because that's what the editors want. The one so my big there was two quick things. One is Ellipse understood the stage. She
Mhm.
understood that you need to have a showstopper, you need to come out with something that's going to impress and be bold on a stage like this. As someone who had done that on every runway for almost every runway for while they were shooting the show, for Peach to not realize that sort of shocked me. And I think in her head, she's like, I'm going to prove them wrong, that I don't have to come out with something. No, this is the time you do it. Like this is the time that you come out with something gigantic that's going to surprise people. Um, but then also the tea from the people who were at the audience was is that Peach was very upset that she lost and not like in a angry mistress Isabel Brooks that I witnessed when she lost season 15 at that live finale, but a like emotionally like she thought she had it or that she was close in that lip sync and that she could have won. And I did think the edit showed that Ellipse sort of won, but maybe if we were in person, we would have thought something. And it's the energy in the room, just like you said, the audience. But I would say Pish really thought she could have gone in and won this whole thing. And I love that confidence. I think
Yeah.
that's great.
And
Um,
I think if it was maybe up against another performer, I think she maybe could have moved over to the
yeah.
next round. Narratively, it didn't fit for her, but she's already, I think, had an extremely successful season and run and everything else like that. So a little sad it ended here, but also she made it to the top four of fucking All Stars France. That ain't nothing to sniff at. I'm still very happy for her.
100%. Up next is Mommy and Misty. Mommy Wada has this really fun like disco outfit, and Misty's wearing like a leather jumpsuity thing. Like I didn't really understand it.
I didn't either. I really truly didn't. But what a song, by
Yeah.
the way. Holy shit. Congolese to BBL by Theodora, who's in the audience.
Yes.
Holy shit. And also, listen, I had wrote down two words after watching this lip sync. I may have even written it halfway through, which was mommy owns. Like
Yes.
for being fucking Mrs. Splits and Tricks and all that other shit, Misty didn't stand a fucking chance against mommy and
Oh,
at all.
once they got this song, and by the way, now I think that they it was totally set up. Like the songs were going to be whoever it was going to be with those whatever wherever Mommy was going to be that song, and the other
Uh,
groups were going to get them. Um, I Missy didn't have a shot. Like there was no. This song was literally picked almost for Mommy, which I'm a okay with. It's fine. She had a much better run. Um, but her By the way, she pulled off those confetti boobs better than any queen has ever done before. It was so clean. It was so good. It was almost as though it was. I would have loved to have seen that in the finale lip sync. Like if the song had worked. I mean, it would have worked for Abracadabra, but just so good. And she also brought out a pink. Oh, she did a little pink recorder because she knew what one of the songs were, and that totally worked. Um, I thought Misty did some reveals, and her ass says grace, which I need to understand. And then Mommy outdoes her by sharing her ass with a pink handprint. But there's that moment where like Misty's like shaking her ass, like, and then Mommy stands next to her and then does shakes her ass, and it's like wiping her off like the
Yeah.
stage. Um,
Also because Misty, all her writing was smeared in a way
yeah,
where it just wasn't clean, and it was like, okay, like it felt more desperate and sloppy than it needs to be. Not that I've ever thought Misty was the most polished queen ever, but I think kind of like Peach, she thought raw talent and performance energy is gonna carry me, and it's like. Like you have to. It's a little bit more than that at this point for a Drag Race finale lip sync. I'm sorry.
100% agree. And listen, Misty knew her fate the second they ended the lip sync. She knew that it was going to be Mommy, and she seemed so fine with it.
Mhm.
Like she seemed a-okay. And Misty will see you down the road, I guess. I guess. But then
Down Under
uh,
versus
Down Under versus I don't know how Misty's English is, to be honest. I'd be super curious.
yeah.
Um, but then we have the finale lip sync. There's no, thank God, by the way, there was no like filler break or anything.
Thank God.
And it is a lips comes out in a very Sasha Velour Dominic Couture look that was eyebrow raising, and I'll get to that in a second. Uh, and then Mommy has a big headpiece and a black coat. And
Yep.
I am pretty convinced they were all told this will be the finale lip sync song.
Yeah.
So they knew it was going, so they had time to prepare, which by the way is very smart when you're doing a finale. And it's Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. And what is the nice little surprise, Evan? What's our
Uh,
surprise before it starts?
Nikki's talking about it and she's about to say, like, maybe I shouldn't be the one who says it. In fact, and then it cuts to a video screen and there is Lady Gaga, who's already recorded some promotion for Drag Race France All Stars before. She's the one who is announcing the final lip sync. She's the one who says that good luck and don't fuck it up. She's wishing bon chance. She is an honorary French person at this point, and immediately, uh, just like, well, if Gaga says it, then it must be true. And baby, we do fucking Abracadabra, our second finale Abracadabra lip sync of the year. And
Maybe
baby, Greg,
the only one we should remember.
Greg, what a lip sync. What I don't know how France keeps doing it, but what a lip sync. Two very different approaches to the song. Let's just talk about each queen individually first, because as you talked about, Ellipse is all about the outfit on here. She has this elaborate alien-esque kind of design, and she has thought about her moves. She knows when she slings her hands back, the armbands are going to fly to the back of the
Yeah.
stage. She knows all these different elements on here, and the whole point is that also Sasha Velour-esque, as you pointed out.
Hmm.
She has a headpiece that she breaks in half, and then in it is like jugs of like water or something, which she starts
Yes.
pouring all over herself, and then all of a sudden her silvery under thing starts showing as red. And this breastplate that she had that was covered up is out, and now there is a heart there, and it is bleeding, or it's like it's pumping actively. And so she's got
Is
her
it?
like little diamond, her angular, her little techno hair. She's got like crazy eye makeup. She's really attacking the stage with just like this frantic like crawling energy almost like as she marches from one place to another. It's a lot, and in terms of a drag race lip sync, you got breaks, you got surprises, you got reveals.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I I did not think anything was going on with the heart. Like I watched it twice. I think it just was. I didn't see it pumping or doing anything. I actually thought I was waiting for her to like take it out or do something or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I The crowd went nuts because they're Ellipse fans. I
Hmm.
got very frustrated watching what she was doing. Not because I didn't think it was a great performance. It was a great performance, but she was so ripping off Sasha Velour. She
Hmm.
was ripping off Sasha with the headpiece reveal from the season 9 live finale. I was there. I saw it, so I'm offended.
Mhm.
And then when she opens up and she has a heart, that is also another look that Sasha Velour has done before that Dominic Couture has made for her. And this is, by the way, Dominic does not repeat himself. And I I was like, and also remember when Sasha came back out in season 10, she had a heart thing. I just felt this was
She
like,
did the Adam and Eve, yeah, snake look
yes,
with the
this
apple.
was
Right. Yeah.
I was like, come on. And I don't think that's why she lost the lip sync, but I would be super curious if subconsciously Nikki thought, girl, you're doing you're not you're copying other women. Like what is going on? Subconsciously, I don't think that was the reason why. Because
Right.
then mommy does something completely different. And how would you describe what mommy did?
She basically comes out here and she has the it was wrapped up in a cloak for the most part. Her face is tense. She is looking directly at you. She's attacking every line and every lyric. And before long, she's like grabbing onto the headpiece. She's headbanging with it. She rips off the coat and reveals this incredible like body paint suit that she has that's going through. She really talks about how she wants to embody the spirit of Gaga as best as she can. Now, I will say the edit does cut to ellipse a couple times, so we don't see the full narrative of what she happens. But at one point, she's effectively almost like grabbing a voodoo doll thing and ripping it apart with her
Yeah,
teeth. And then she has cans of hairspray that she's spinning around wildly on. There's almost a little traffic collision with her and Ellipse on stage, but the energy from Mommy is wild and out there and just pushed in your face. Like it feels like she can barely control it, which is a wild thing to see in a lip sync where Ellipse is controlling every nanosecond all the way
yes.
straight through, and Mommy's kind of giving herself to the moment and adjusting and just ready to fly. We've seen her do good lip syncs already this season, and she's still pushing and she's still
Yeah.
trying new things. And it's like, especially to try new shit during the finale lip sync, bold and brave and really fascinating to watch. Like it's their energy is kinetic on stage, but also as many Ellipse fans as there are out there, there's a lot of fucking mommy fans too, and you can hear them cheering and
Yeah.
shouting, and it's palpable.
So I do know from people or things that I've learned from people who are at the finale. Mommy did sort of walk off stage, like sort of to go grab those
Those props, those hairsprays.
the hairspray things. I don't know how far she walked off. Maybe it was close by, but that's probably one reason why the editors did her a favor and didn't show that. Um, we'll talk about it in a second, but I thought it was a super close lip sync. I thought I knew what Mommy was doing. She was actually doing what you should be doing for the song. That made more sense for the song is she was doing a voodoo, she was doing a witch, she was doing like a casting a spell. And I thought, I don't know if we'll find out when we talk about it at the end, but I that is what people interpreted from what she did. And I thought it was different and I thought it worked. And I thought both of them, I think what hurt Ellipse, who is a great performer, was the fact that she just did things other queens had done. And
Mm-hmm.
I think Mommy didn't do something other queens have done. And I think that may have put her over the line. Because I'll be honest, I was very nervous about who they were going to announce because
Same.
the edit for most of the season had was pro Mommy, but there would be these moments where Ellipse like got by, like as we've talked about, and I was like, oh wait, are they not going to actually?
Favoritism? Right,
Yeah,
exactly. And if Ellipse had won, maybe I would feel a little bit differently about the season, but it truly felt like from the ground up, Mommy had proved herself every
yeah.
step of the way. She really upped her game on her runway, she upped her game on her performances, she upped her game across the board in such a short amount of time. So the fact that after the lip sync is over, they call come out, and the fact that we finally get the announcement that Mami Wata has won fucking Drag Race All Stars France. It feels great. It feels so good, Greg. Genuinely, truly. Like I was so. And me and my husband cheered. Our cat got scared.
Uh,
Like it just felt everything felt correct in the moment, fully, truly.
I was relieved. I was just like, phew,
Yeah.
they didn't fuck it up. And by the way, Ellipse would have been an okay winner. I wouldn't have been like, oh my gosh, like Mommy got robbed.
Yeah.
But it was the right choice. And if you're an Ellipse fan and you were upset and you thought she should have won, I'm sorry. You not after that makeover win. Like I just if you're gonna look at the whole season, I can't.
And
Um,
also, footage has come out from the crowning ceremony as well.
oh,
Ellipse also thought she was going to win. And you know what?
Ellipse.
To be fair, if I was in her position, I would be thinking that too, given how close it was, given how close you were to the finale. Like,
Yeah,
I would also be in there. So like, she still handled it well. Like, you could see the little,
she
Denali
was.
style look of disappointment on her face
Yes.
before she applauds. But it's mommy's moment. It's mommy's world, and we're all living it.
Mommy was like you could tell she was super scared that she was not going to win. She
Yeah.
was very concerned. So I was genuinely super happy for her. But so we have a great winner from France. I don't know. I personally don't think France has had a bad winner yet. I love Paloma, and Kiona's a great winner, and I love La Philippe, who keeps proving what a great winner she is in everything she's done since. She is going to. I'm still convinced that if they do an all winners, somehow Le Philippe is going to get on before Rue dies. Well, I mean, we all die. Sorry, just saying.
Spoiler.
But Evan, this has been a great episode. We have another episode we have to record, but before we do, something special happened. What happened,
My
Evan?
goodness. When the footage came out of our sweet and incredible and wonderful Mami Wata winning the crown, within 24 hours, she was in the studio to speak to us here at Worldwide Tea. So if you're on the audio version, we're not going to wait anymore. We're playing it right now. And if you are watching the video version, we are going to have this up separately. It's a really cool interview. She talks about what went into the Gaga lip sync. She talks about her promo look and how she brought everything herself. She corrects me on that. And how
Uh,
her idea was that her hair, a black woman's crown, is her hair, which is why her promo look was the way that it was. She talks about her favorite lip sync. She talks about the most heartbreaking decision, elimination. She talks about what's next, and she thanks us for covering international drag two
oh.
different times, which is really, really sweet and cool. We got to fucking speak to Mami Wata. It's incredible. Look it up. And while we're back from all of that, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for your support and for your kindness and for your help throughout this whole time. We appreciate it so much. And there's more to come. So keep on listening. We'll be here. Thank you.
Yep, we'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye bye.